good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. It is a Monday, May 20th. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and then get to my guests. Actually, there's not really too much to talk about. You know, it's a quiet weekend, which is kind of unusual for me, but in a way it's good because I actually have 4 projects that I got booked on, and I'm excited to work with a whole bunch of new people. And so I was basically studying lines, going over lines, and you know, Sundays laundry day, and then I came here for limo talk with the guys, Bobby, Graz, and Rich. All right, so that's basically my weekend. I hope everyone had a good one. Thank you for everyone watching the show. Please like it. Please share it. I am so excited because this beautiful person sitting next to me, Donna Morales, is here. Hi.
So
and she's an actress. She's a producer. She wears many, many hats. She's also a dancer. You got dance in your back pocket. And we've worked together a couple of times, which we will get into, but she's finally here, and I'm so excited. How are you?
I am fantastic.
You look beautiful.
Thank you. And I'm excited to finally be here with you.
I know. Thank God.
We got it.
Yeah, we did. Hey, it's a journey, but you're here.
It is. I'm here.
I'm glad you're here. So I want everyone to get to know you and your story. And you're originally a Brooklyn girl, is that right?
I am a Brooklyn girl.
You're a Brooklyn girl.
I was born in Brooklyn.
Uh-huh.
Lived there till I was about 4 years old, and then moved to the island. Of course.
You planted.
I planted here.
Yeah.
And that's basically where I started my dance career out here on the islands.
Yeah.
And then at the
how old were you when you actually? Because I know my mom enrolled me in dancing school at 4. So how old were you when you first hit the stage dancing?
6.
You were 6.
6.
Yeah.
It was dance. It was gymnastics. It was the whole gamut.
Wow. So you did like tap and jazz, ballet.
Gymnastics.
That's something I just did not get into. I can't even do a cartwheel. No.
Aw. Well, let me tell you, it's a funny story because we lived in Brooklyn, and of course we lived in a you had those brownstones. It was a 6-family house. And we had the whole family living with us.
Mm-hmm,
you know,
me too.
My aunt was upstairs. You know, it was an Italian family.
Yep.
My aunt lived upstairs. We lived in the middle, and my grandfather was downstairs. So, and that was like, you go up the steps, and his apartment was level. So, you know, he'd come out every morning. I'd be playing on the steps, and he would always, he would be like, what are you doing? ¿Qué fa? What are you doing? You know, because I'd be doing flips off of the steps.
Oh,
now,
my
mind
gosh.
you, I was small.
Wow.
I was like 3, 4 years old. Because remember, I moved to the island when I was like 4 and a half, 5. So
where there's grass and you can land.
I was doing this
on
off the rails.
patch. I was
doing this off the stairs.
Wow.
I was doing all kinds of things. The railings were like parallel bars. And
Wow.
It was,
yeah.
And so when we got to the island, you know, my father thought it was a good idea to kind of channel this before I break. And then I was climbing trees because now we had a big backyard with trees.
Yeah.
So now I was climbing the trees.
Yeah.
So he's like, we got to do something with this because otherwise he was going to end up with a huge hospital bill. So it was just something that was innate.
Yeah.
It always has been.
Yeah. But okay, out of the tap and the jazz, the ballet, was there one that you just gravitated towards?
Ballet is Ballet was not only the foundation, but it was also my first love, and it still is to this day.
Did you ever do point, toe?
Yes.
Really? Okay.
I danced
Wow.
with the Iglevsky Ballet Company. I was graced with that after I got out of high school and I was a freshman in college.
Yeah.
I started dancing at Iglevsky Studios, and they just picked me up to be in their quarter ballet for about 2 years. They did that because I was in college as well.
Yeah.
I danced during college, and when I was in high school, I danced. I went
all
to
the shows
I went
that
to
they had?
BOCES.
Oh, okay.
I was in BOCES. So during my sophomore through senior year of high school, I got picked up every morning and taken to BOCES Cultural Arts Center,
Nice.
where I danced. And then when I was a junior, I started singing and taking acting lessons.
Yes.
And I danced throughout my senior year, and then they bus you back to school for your other core, your core curriculum stuff. And so I was very, very lucky to have been, it was like high school for the performing arts only on Long Island.
Which
at
is
that period
great.
of time, it was in Woodbury.
Yeah, nice. Well, I know that my love was tap. I tapped for years and years. Tap and jazz. Ballet, I actually took for a year to become more graceful. But I have to say, no, I wanted to make noise, so the tap was all for me. But you actually had your own dance studio.
Yes, I did.
So tell me where you had that and how long.
Okay. When I was married and I had my 2 daughters, I actually quit my job in the city because I was working, and it wasn't for me. I'm just not an office girl.
Yeah, me neither.
So I partnered with Debbie Urkel, where my daughters went to nursery school. She had Mini World Nursery.
It I have
then
that here.
We turned it into Mini World Dance Club.
Yes.
Yeah, so Debbie became my partner at Mini World, and it was great. We had the studio for about 4 or 5 years. She got pregnant again with her 3rd son at the time, and I decided that I think I needed to get back to school to get my master's degree and channel this into some sort of career. So I went back to school and got my master's in education, early childhood education.
Yes, and you taught.
I taught.
You taught for over 25 years?
I was with the DOE, New York City DOE, for 25 years, 25 and a half years actually.
Yeah.
I retired in 2016.
Right.
I was an early childhood educator. I was an early childhood administrator. I was with the Pre-K for All program under Mayor de Blasio the last 3 years of my tenure.
Wow.
I'm very proud of that. And I started in 1993 at varied schools throughout the districts of Brooklyn and Queens. And I was picked up at PS 95 in Gravesend.
Yeah.
And I worked there. So that was District 21, I believe. And then I also worked in District 26 and District 23.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I had a really good run.
Yeah. I grew up in Bayside, and I put in for para. I'm still waiting for them to call me.
You're doing better things
been a while.
now. It's okay.
Yeah,
You're doing much better things now.
Yeah, life takes you in different paths.
Well, that's why I had my 25-year hiatus, because, marriage and kids, and I found myself on the side of being a single parent, so that's why I needed to.
Yeah, been there, done that.
So, so I was a single parent. So I kind of put my performing arts career on the shelf. I needed to raise my kids.
Yeah, no, I did the same thing. But, you love live theater like I do.
I do. But while I was teaching, I got myself back on the stage. Community theater all over the place.
Yes, you did.
I did.
You did. But I want to show that one pic of you dancing. This is obviously not when you were younger.
No.
But I have this beautiful pic.
Oh, there I am.
Of you just holding that pose and
that was
lovely.
That was in Port Richey. We had it was a whole dance festival at Port Richey Theater. It was the Suncoast Richey Theater.
Right.
And I was chosen. When you said, did I do point? I actually did point. That wasn't too long ago.
Wow.
I actually dusted off my point shoes for that festival. And I was back in point shoes. So,
good for you, girl. I mean, I took out my tap shoes the other night, and I was like, it's fun. It's just fun. But I don't find a lot of adult classes anymore. I try to look for them.
You have to go to the city for them. There's Broadway, oh, God.
In Manhattan.
Yeah. name escapes me right now, and it's a really big studio too. But it'll come
That's
to me.
okay. It'll come to me when you think about it.
me.
Because I went to Robert Mann Dancing School in Bayside for years. Bob actually passed away not that long ago. The studio's still there under a different owner, but his name. And, you know, it was just a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
You know, and then, you know, you parlay it, like you said, into
you connect
other things.
The performing arts, one thing parlayed into another. Because I had that 25-year block of time where I wasn't on the stage, I really was, because I had an audience of 36 little children.
I know.
And every day I was singing and dancing and using my performing arts.
Them,
yes. Engaged.
Yes, that's the word. Thank you.
Engaged and literate.
Yes, yes, yes.
Engaged and literate.
And they're like one of the best audiences because they will tell you if you suck or not.
Exactly. So it was a lot of fun. I got to play every day when I went to school.
That's sweet.
So it was great.
I love it. I love it. All right, we're going to take my first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the theater and what she's done and look at some pics.
Okay.
So we'll be back right after this. Don't go away.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
All right. Is everybody having a good time tonight or what? That's what I thought. All right, so we are live, Paradise Studios, New York. Give yourself a round of applause for coming out tonight. Woo!
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. So glad you're joining me. Give some shout outs to everyone watching, Ann and Michael and Greg and Bruno. Thank you. Please like the show. Please share it. I'm here every Monday night. We're live on Facebook and YouTube. Then it goes to Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch TV, everywhere podcasts can be heard and seen every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Channel 20 for people who live on Long Island and get Optimum. We're going to be on TV Saturday. Yay! Isn't that exciting? I'm in with Donna Morales. She's an actor. She's a producer. She is a professional dancer. She taught dance. She taught in the school system, pre-K, for over 25 years. You know, took a little hiatus like some of us do as single moms. I was a single mom for 7 years, and you know, your kids come first, and you put your career on the back burner. And now she came back, and I'm excited. And after, you know, dancing, you dance and you parlay it into theater, which you and I, there's like nothing like live theater.
There's
nothing.
Oh.
And you actually were in. In a little bit, we'll put up pics, but I just want to go through some. You were in My Fair Lady,
yes.
The Nutcracker, 9 to 5, Sunshine Boys, Sister Act, Cat on a Hot Tip Roof, Annie, Musical, Guys and Dolls, which is like one of my faves, and also, did I say Catch Me If You Can? Catch Me If You Can, The Nutcracker. Yeah, so you've done like a plethora of theater.
Yes, I have.
You know, some musical, some not.
Right.
You know, but mostly musical.
Mostly musical theater. Yeah, my first love is musical theater. But as you get older, you know, as a dancer, sometimes, you know, there isn't a role for you. So, you know, because you age out a little bit.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
so I started getting into straight plays.
Yeah,
so it's very important. It's very important to use that part of your brain as well.
Oh, absolutely. Now, you said you had mentioned that you interned with some.
I interned with Twyla Tharp.
Wow.
When I was in college.
Oh, amazing.
Another one chosen. went to Queens College, and she came in and did all these workshops, and she chose students out of the classes. Yeah.
Oh my God, how cool is that?
It was cool. And then because I majored in dance at Queens College, and then I got into working with the Paul Taylor Dance Company because, again, taking classes, part of our curriculum was to go out and audition for dance companies and just plain audition. I mean, where I would literally stand on lines because there were the open calls, and I would stand on lines for opens. I stood on an open call for chorus line. I tried auditioning for the Rockettes until I got in there and realized you had to be
too short.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a height requirement for Rockette. I think you have to be 5'6".
Yeah.
5'6", and I'm 5'2", and you're 5'4".
I'm 5'3". 5'3".
Are you 5'3"?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I thought she was a little taller than me. Okay.
But
right.
yeah, I mean, that's what they had us doing. Even Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey Circus, I auditioned for as for an elephant girl.
Okay.
You know, beautiful girls with the big tiaras who ride the elephants. But I didn't get it though. But it's okay.
But you had to go. But going out there and the auditioning.
Yeah.
It's a learning process.
Exactly.
And you know, the more you do it, the better you get at it. And you know, obviously, you had a routine that you would perform when you auditioned for dance, like you said.
No, you would.
Or they gave you. Oh, they would give you. They would give you the choreography, and then you had to do it?
Choreographer was there. They gave you 16 to 32 counts of a
and they want to see how fast you catch on,
and you performed it.
Wow.
They get it. They gave you the choreography, and then they group you, and you go. You internalize it. You get it in your body. You go out there, and just like in acting, you know, with the scripts. Same thing. We don't go in the room anymore, but same thing like, you know, if we were in the room with the casting directors for acting.
Right.
You know, same thing with dance. We did the
Speaking
same
of
thing.
dance, we have some pics of you in doing theater, so you can tell us what they are.
Theater. This is Aladdin Jr.
I love it.
I worked with Plaza Theatrical Productions for many, many years, and doing regional theater for Kevin Harrington.
Nice.
I was very, very happy to work for him. He gave me a lot of breaks. This is Richie Suncoast Theater. Catch me if you can.
I love it. Oh, that's so cool. When that was that?
Musical. That's Mother Nature.
Nice.
That's Sister Act.
Yes. Love it. And the last
Guys and
one?
Dolls.
That's the last one, Guys and Dolls. I love Guys and Dolls.
Here I am.
I did like Fiddler. We did Once Upon a Mattress, you know, Princess and the Pea.
Yes, I do.
We did Grease.
That's fun.
Which was really, really fun. But
I've never done Grease. I've auditioned for Grease,
great.
but I've never done Grease.
Really?
I've never done Little Shop of Horrors either, and I really wanted to, but it's okay.
Yeah, you never know. You never know what's going to come down the pike.
Exactly.
You just never know.
I've had many wonderful opportunities.
Yeah.
Across the island and in the city as well. So I've been blessed that way.
Well, you performed. Now, when you performed at Broadway Comedy Club in the city, what was that you did?
That was a very good actress, artist. I mean, this girl does everything. This woman, young woman.
Yeah.
Her name is Christine Sloan Stoddard.
Okay.
Christine Stoddard now.
Okay.
She and I met when we were doing, do you know of a comedian, she's now deceased, Beverly Bonner? Okay.
Sounds familiar.
Beverly Bonner was a movie, she was a movie actress, and she, oh God, the name escapes me of the movie that she did, but it was like a series of movies with horror, but she was very famous for that, and she unfortunately passed away during COVID. But she gave me my break at Broadway Comedy Club. She picked me out of, I guess I submitted, and she picked me out, and she had a sketch comedy that she had written herself called Donna and Darylyn's Pitbull Lounge, and she played Donna and I played Darylyn, which was it was a parody on Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, cool!
So I actually dressed as Marilyn
That's the blonde,
Monroe.
Hence the blonde.
So
the blonde
Christine,
wig and
so Christine and I were in Donna and Darylyn's together, and we formed a relationship, and we became very good friends, and we started working together.
Nice.
So that's how that happened.
That's cool.
And she started producing shows at the Broadway Comedy Club. And one of the shows that she produced was recently, as of late, like a year or two ago, was Poet Voice Sucks.
Okay.
It was free verse poetry. All free verse poets came and did their poetry. Now, I'm not a poet.
Okay.
But I have another artist friend of mine. Her name is Megan Meehan, if I may mention her name, because these people are
Yeah, you can
near
give
and
shout
dear,
outs all you
near
want.
and dear. Megan Meehan, Christine
Yeah,
Stoddard,
yeah.
very near and dear to me.
Yeah,
We will work together, and they gave me opportunities. Megan is an artist, and she's a writer. She's also a filmmaker. Now, Megan wrote a book of free verse, and she likes to work in the black and white, the dark and the angelic. So everything's good and evil. So she's stage fright. Christine wanted Megan to go on stage and do her free verse poetry. She would not. So she called me and said, Donna, please, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I said, she goes, I give you free reign. I said, okay, you give me free reign? Really?
Okay.
I said, because you know what I can do when I improv.
Right.
She goes, you can do whatever you want with it. Well, I did.
Yeah.
I did it twice. I had a ball. I really did.
Yeah.
One was Cloud Walker.
Okay.
That was the first time I took her poem Cloud Walker, and I just took that and tore it apart and just made it so I had fun with it. The audience loved it. I just got up there and riffed. Teresa, I got up there and I riffed because that's how I do comedy.
That's great. Yeah,
I don't
that's
prepare
great.
anything. It just
I know.
I call it the that's in my head.
yeah,
I just say the that's in my head.
Right.
So
And it worked.
It did, and it worked for the second one as well, where I got up there doing good cake, bad cake. I just got up there and riffed about good food versus bad food.
Right. No, that's so
and
cool.
it was just so freeing. I loved doing stand-up.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Thank you, Christine Stoddard.
That's good to know because right here on a Friday night, Bobby Lacera, the owner, has an open mic on a Friday night.
Nice.
I mention it because people come down and they'll do improv.
Okay.
They'll do a monologue. We've had an author come and read a chapter from his book.
Oh, that's great.
And it's really a meeting of the entertainment minds.
Yeah.
Comics come down, they'll practice new material.
I love
And
it.
then at 9 o'clock we sing, we do karaoke.
Oh, I love it.
So it's every Friday night. If you're not doing anything, you come and you hang out.
I think
it's
I
so,
will.
It's so
I
much
never
fun.
knew that, Theresa.
It's so
Thank
much
you.
fun.
That's
Yeah,
great.
why not?
Yeah.
Why not? So, okay, let's get into the acting.
Okay.
Because theater parlayed into the acting.
Yeah, absolutely did.
And you started acting later in life.
Yes.
And but your first 2017 was Marley.
Marley.
Yeah.
Again, the universe I'm a big believer in the universe, and the universe brings things to you. Mm-hmm. And I saw this open call submission casting call for Marley.
Now, was this on Backstage or Actors Access? Where'd you see
It
it?
was on Facebook through
Really?
another actress friend of mine. And
Okay.
this is how we became friends, Bettina Sky.
Okay, yes, Bettina. Hi, shout out to Bettina.
So Bettina was acting as casting director, and I reached out to Bettina.
Yes.
And I sent her whatever scant resume I had at the time with all my
Put
theater
something
stuff
together,
on it.
yeah.
And I told her at the time when I auditioned for that movie, I was actually doing 9 to 5.
Okay.
In Florida.
Yeah.
At the Suncoast Ritchie Theater.
Yes.
And so she wrote back to me, she sent me the sides.
Yeah.
And she's like, put this on tape. I had no idea what a self-tape was. No idea. So I'm like, what does she want me to do? So I literally took my phone.
Right.
Which is what a self-tape is.
That's what everyone's doing these days.
And I just grabbed one of my castmates and I said, can we go read with me? Can you just
Right.
So we went in a conference room before rehearsal started.
Yeah.
And I did it cold. You know, I had the script in front of me because it's my first movie. I had no clue. And I'm like, I can't memorize this. But, you got it. And I got it.
You got it. It's like touching dice for the first time.
Exactly.
You rolled the dice and you got it.
I was cast.
That's wild. You also did a short called Gone. You played Dr. Jacob.
Yes. Gone.
That's cool. I played a doctor a couple of times.
Gone was, yes. it was by the same filmmaker who did Marley.
Yeah.
A little more serious material. It was about domestic violence.
Yeah.
So yeah, she cast me in her next movie, and I played a
That's
psychiatrist.
cool. Well, that's the whole thing. You get your foot in the
Yeah.
door, and then hopefully people want to work with you again. They keep
Yeah.
you in mind. 2020 you did Essence, which was a short. You played Frances.
Yes, I did.
And that was written and directed by our good friend
Jerry
Jerry
Ferretti.
Ferretti.
Yes, Jerry Ferretti. And that's a funny story, okay? I actually met Jerry through a very close friend of mine.
Okay.
He was working with Jerry, and he happened to just drop my name. And he called me and said, I dropped your name, here's Jerry's information. So I had a little bit more on my resume at the time. So
Right,
again, I sent
yeah.
my materials,
Yeah.
what little I had at the time,
Right.
to Jerry.
Yeah.
And I was on the Long Island Railroad, true story. I was on the Long Island Railroad going to take class I always took my Friday class with Anthony Grasso.
Okay.
Every Friday
Shout
on the
out
train
Anthony
stands.
Grasso.
Oh, Anthony, I love you. Anthony Robert Grasso.
Yes.
I got on the train every Friday, and while I was sitting on the train, I get a phone call from Jerry. Offering me the lead in Essence.
Wow.
I was like,
A lead? Damn, girl,
okay.
that's awesome.
I said, do you want me to audition? You want me to tape? No, because I'm offering you the role.
Wow. So cool. That rarely happens.
Thank you, Jerry. And
Yes.
Jerry and I have worked together, and we still work
Yes,
together. to this day.
yes. 2021, you did Judge Dad, which was a series,
Dad.
and that was on Fox, right?
Nosy News, yes.
Fox, and that
Nosy
you played-
News is a subsidiary
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Fox.
Fox.
Yeah, the Fox
and you
network.
played Eileen White.
I did.
That's
that was fun.
that's cool. You also did Lockdown Living, which
Lockdown
you
Living.
played Dorothy Ann.
another offspring of COVID.
Yeah.
Lockdown Living was fun.
Yeah.
Okay, see how relationships in this business are so important.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I met Sarah Franco, who's a comedian now.
Mm-hmm.
She and I were doing Sister Act with Plaza Theatricals. We were doing our tour of Sister Act one
Right,
summer.
yeah.
And we became friends. And our relationship continued. And she, again, called me out of the blue and said, Donna, I have a part that only I think you can do.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay. And it was Dorothy, the church lady, who accidentally, during this Zoom meeting, chokes on a piece of broccoli.
Oh my God.
And is trying, because it's a Zoom meeting.
Right.
There's nobody there to help me.
her.
And so I'm literally Heimlich. I didn't choke, friends. I did not choke for real.
that's funny.
Acting.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was Heimliching
Yourself,
myself
yeah.
in my room, and I was throwing myself over chairs.
Oh, my
and,
God.
And trying to
That's
do sign
funny.
language to the people on Zoom.
And you know what it is too, when you do theater, you have that physicality already
Yeah.
built in, so
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
That
And
was
then you
fun.
finish the year with Where's the Will?
Where's the
And that is
will?
our friend Paul Lorcano, and that was a short, and actually won some awards. I think,
yeah.
if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
Won a
It
few.
won and Paul actually wrote it and directed it. He's supposed to, when he comes back, because he's a snowbird too.
Yep.
So when he comes back from Florida, I'm going to have him on the show. But it's so much fun working with friends and people you know.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is what happened. We have like a film family. All right.
Yes.
So Jerry Ferretti, Katie Schrader, Paul Ortacano, and I.
Yes.
Paul and I hopped on the NILIF bus and
Yes,
became judges for
yes.
Jerry's NILIF. And it was, again, COVID. So it was like, what are we doing?
and
We're
that's
like,
Jerry Ferretti's Film Festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were like aching to do something. And it was
Yeah.
like kind of post, it was like when it was the mask period of
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah, yeah.
People,
Yeah, still iffy.
vaccines were just
Yeah.
out and some weren't. But we were okay with each other. We trusted each other.
Yeah.
And we're like, we got to do something. We got to put something on film. And Paul was itching to write and Jerry was itching to film.
Okay.
So we were all sitting around Jerry's counter one day. And it's like, come on, write something. So Paul went home.
So funny.
2 weeks later, he comes back.
Wow.
Here, let's do this. Where's the will? And it was
There
hysterical.
you
It was
go.
a comedy.
Yeah, it's a comedy. It's
And
very, very
have
funny.
you seen it?
I have not seen it,
All
but
right, you have to
I
see
read about it. It's about a dad who passes away. The family gets together. They
Pop.
right? They
Pop.
yeah, they gotta
Your typical
You know,
dysfunctional.
they read the will, and you know
Yeah.
what happens when there's money involved. People, when people die, it's it happens.
So I was like the
That's
go-between between the two brothers. I'm Mella. There were three of us. They
Yes.
were my two brothers.
Yeah.
So I played Mella, the sister.
That's great.
And I won awards. I actually won my first award. Film
Nice.
Festival awards. Yeah.
It's exciting.
It was.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
I was nominated for Best Comedic Performance along with Frank Fiella.
Yes.
For It's Love Bro.
Yes.
At Jerry's. Frank won, my wonderful partner who plays my husband won, and I was very, very excited for him. But it's
Yeah.
fun to be nominated, and people actually think, that you're good at what you were doing and what they saw, and it was nice.
Do you want to know something, Theresa? It's validation.
It is that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing.
It's nice to win an award. It's
Yeah.
great. The accolades are wonderful, but
Yeah.
this is a tough industry. And when you're recognized by not only your peers, but by
Yeah.
your audiences, because
Right.
that's what film festivals are.
Yeah.
You're being voted by not only your peers, but your audiences as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I received that, it was validation for me to keep going.
Right, not to give
because
up.
so many people
hear you.
just want to quit.
I hear you.
They wanna
Because
give it up.
Of course they do. It's very frustrating. This is an industry that we love, and it doesn't love you back.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Exactly.
But I got to take my next break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking about what she had going on in 2022, and that's when we met and
Yes,
worked together.
yes, yes.
So we'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Georgia Rose, founder of Zenkuda. You can watch me on the Soul Space podcast every Friday at noon on Channel 20 for spiritual guidance. And as you all know, that is how I first opened into my own psychic gifts, was through the angelic realm, astrology. So we've got Mars and the Sun together in Scorpio, which creates a lot of combustion. In the astrological world, we call that a kazemi, and tarot. When the Four of Cups right side up, it means we have a lot of choices to make, and we're not looking at what's really being divinely given to us. We're too busy in the busyness of the choices to really see the divine intervention, the divine timing, and the divine guidance. We're the place. Watch the Soul Space podcast.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Canastraci Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Theresa Canastraci Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. Thank you everyone for watching the show, liking it, sharing it. I'm here every Monday night, 8 o'clock, and I'm with my very, very good friend, and I'm excited that she's here because we've been wanting to do this for a while. Donna
Yes.
Morales. She's an actor. She produces, dancer, educator. She's done everything, theater, parlayed it into acting. We went over some things that she's done. So 2022, her and I actually met on something called The Wizard's Book, A Tale of Three Sisters. That was Joe Simonera. He wrote it. He directed it. That's where we met in Lynbrook. That's where we shot it. And it was very, very, very fun. I played the eldest witch, and you played Professor Elaine Forrest.
Professor Elaine Forrest.
Yes, and you were very, very good. I mean, I watched it. You can watch it now. I think it's on Tubi. I think it's on Amazon Prime. It should be everywhere. You can watch it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people did not. You're recognizable. I'm so not because I look old with the gray wig. I've got an English accent going on, but it's fun to watch. It's almost like a Harry Potter kind of thing. A lot of special effects. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. You did something called Life of a Modern Seer, which was a short. You played a teacher.
Nick DeGusta. Yes.
Yeah, which isn't a stretch for you since you taught for 25 years.
It isn't a stretch for me.
You did Renters. You played Carol. Shout out to TJ Kiss.
TJ Kiss.
He wrote it and directed it.
And I'm doing TJ Kiss's movie Necromance when we get to
Yes,
next
you
month.
are.
I'm on set with him.
Yes. You did Floppies, which you produced.
Yes.
And that was a short. And you play a nurse.
Nurse Tamelli.
Yeah. And that's Joe Capello, right? Joe Capello.
Capello.
Who?
John.
John. What about Joe?
John Capello.
Sorry, John Capello wrote it and directed it.
Yes, and another, again, I met John Capello through Christine Stoddard again.
Okay.
She was also a producer on that
Yep.
that project as well. A very poignant short film having to do with a father and son. When the father, unfortunately, he was a cartoonist, and his son became a cartoonist, and he had Alzheimer's. And so the son is trying to come to terms with losing his father, but the only way he can connect with him was through drawing.
Right.
So he and his father, through the visits at the resident home that he was staying at, and I was his nurse, they would connect through drawing, and the father would recollect his life through his cartoons, and the son would draw again, and that's how they would communicate.
Right. What a beautiful story.
It was a beautiful
That's
story,
beautiful.
very well written, and it was a project that, I don't jump on projects unless unless they're well written, and I've got an interest. It's got to really connect with me, and it's got to hit me.
Yeah,
And
I get it.
that's how I jump on things.
And then Ellen Waits, which was also a short, which was a comedy, and you played Lori.
Lori, the cantankerous store manager.
Yes, that was hysterical.
Kelly Patterson.
Oh my God, so funny.
Everybody that comes in here is an asshole. I don't know if I can say that.
Well, yes and no, but you already did, so it's okay.
You can edit me.
But no, but that was really.
That was a line from the movie.
That was really good. It was really good.
Cantankerous store manager.
Yeah. I loved it. I really loved it. And then you actually, before we continue with the acting, you've also have done voiceover work, which I've done a little, and I really do enjoy. You did an audiobook.
I did. My first audiobook. Again, Christine Sloan Stoddard gave me my shot at voicing the narration for her book of poems, and then the story which follows, which is Naomi and the Reckoning.
Right.
Again, I don't jump on things unless they really reach me, and I loved Christine's writing. She's a wonderful, there's not anything this woman can't do. She's a visual artist. She's a film artist. She's, she's a songwriter. She does, she's also an editor of a magazine.
Wow.
She does it all.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then Nessie.
Nessie was one of Christine's as well.
That was also a voiceover,
Yes.
correct? And who did she direct that?
No, that was directed by John Capello.
John Capello directed that as well. So you worked with him a couple of times
Yes,
also.
and I did that through Soundstage Theater.
Yes, Soundstage Theater. Awesome. That's great. So then continuing, because there's so much here. There's just so much here.
Well, I have a lot of catching up to do.
You and I were not only in the Wizards books, Tale of Three Sisters, but we didn't have any scenes together, but we did Horsetown.
Yes, we did.
Which is a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
And you played the landlord.
I did. Yes.
And that was Michael.
I was the landlord who, again...
we actually watched it together.
Yes,
at
the screening.
The Belmore Theater,
yes,
right?
We did. Yes. Michael, again, Nylif. I think it was our first Nylif, and I met the director and filmmaker, Michael Lagatuda.
Yep.
And he goes, I think, after seeing one of the films, I forgot which one screened, it may have even been Where's the Will? But he said, I think I have a role for you.
And that's how it happened.
And that's how it happened, yeah.
It's amazing. Then you did Brooklyn Love Doll Massacre. That sounds like a comedy, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh.
You played Etna.
It is. Yes, it is. And I'm in that with my good friend Lilo. Our good friend Lilo.
Lilo, yes.
It is a comedy feature. It's still in production.
Okay.
Yeah. I played Edna. I'm actually a witch. There's three of us. We're three witches.
Right.
But we own this sex doll shop.
Okay.
And we actually make sex dolls.
Okay.
And
All right.
one of them goes awry.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave
oh
it
my
at
God,
that.
I can't wait to see that. And talking about Lilo, because we'll give a shout out to Lilo Grumwald. You did Pepper Science with her,
Science, yes, I
and
did.
played the principal. And I saw that, and I loved it. And she wrote it, she directed it. It was her first short, and she really inspired me to write something.
Yeah.
She really did. It was so much fun. You were hysterical in it. Very, very, very funny. I love watching it. It's hysterical. It was funny. So let's talk about this trilogy. Right now you did 2. You have Harvest and Delivered as part of the trilogy. And you play Mary, which you also co-produce. You're co-producing. Yes. And that's with Rodney.
It's with Rodney Simmons Jr.
Right.
Again, writer, producer, filmmaker.
Uh-huh.
Met Rodney during NILF.
Yes.
And Rodney moved down to St. Petersburg, Florida.
I know.
And I live 40 minutes in
because
Sarasota.
He was involved with It's Love Bro.
Yes.
And and then he moved to Florida. Everyone's moving to Florida.
But Rodney comes back and forth.
He does. He travels.
He's up and
he
down.
travels back and forth.
So Rodney and I, one day, he came to visit me and he asked me if I'd like to jump on these projects with him. And I, again, read the script. I read for him.
Right.
You know, we sat in a restaurant and I read the script. We did a table read together.
Cool.
And he goes, I want you for this.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, you got me. And I said, if you don't mind, I said, you know, I like the script. And do you have a co-producer? He goes, no. I said, would you like one? Uh-huh. And that's how it started.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so that was part 1 of the trilogy.
Necromance.
Necromance.
You play Mrs. Hansen.
Yes. Another Ken Tanker's teacher. I'm not typecast, am I?
That's great.
Hey, they say do what you know and do what you do best.
Right?
So I do,
Oh my God.
Write what you know, do what
so
you know,
funny.
and do it well. And I do that well, I guess.
But Ronnie's also, and you co-produce. Wait, so wait, with Ronnie it was Delivered and Harvest.
Delivered and, okay, first was Harvest.
Right.
That was the first one.
Was the first
we did.
one. Then
And
Delivered.
Then Delivered.
And
we
then
did
the end of the trilogy.
We don't have it written
You don't have it written yet, but you are doing. You did a web series, or you're doing the web series with him.
It's not a web series. It's an actual feature film.
Okay.
Somnium.
Somnium.
A psychological.
You're co-producing. Oh wait, no, the web series was Jade and Jaded. Sorry.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So then you're gonna be working with him again.
Yes, Somnium was written by another filmmaker.
Okay.
And Rodney picked up the script and continued with it.
Okay, cool.
And now it's a feature film that
Lovely.
he and I are producing.
Awesome.
And we'll be filming in the fall.
Oh, I love it. Okay, and then also released was Jade and Jade. It was a TV series, and you played the neighbor.
Web series.
Web series.
Another, no, that wasn't COVID. That was pre-COVID. Sarah Franco again.
Yep.
Called me up and said, I have a role for you. I'm like, okay.
I love when people do that.
Nosy
I
neighbor.
love when they call.
Nosy neighbor.
Isn't it
peeking
great?
Around. Yeah.
Love
just
Love it.
Being that Mrs. Kravitz, if anybody remembers Bewitched.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That was Mrs. Kravitz kind of character.
So we're going to take my last break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how you can find her, see what she's doing. We're going to talk about another project that her and I are in together. And her prime time, what's the word? Prime time what?
My prime time.
Your
my
prime time premiere?
Oh,
No, your prime time
debut.
Debut. That's the word. Prime time debut.
On network TV.
On network TV. I can't get the words out. All right, we'll be back after this. Don't go away. It's been a
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
Hey everybody, it's Theresa from Tea Time. What's my show about? I interview people in the entertainment industry, producers, directors, actors, and guess what? My show is on every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. on Channel 20 on Optimum TV. So tune in because it's fun, interesting, and exciting.
I could talk about it.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrow.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrow.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrow.
Doc, who's your favorite Jimmy?
Teresa Farrow.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrow.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
You're here.
Hey, welcome back to Tea Time. Donna Morales is here, and I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, she has done everything. We were talking before the break about, what she's done as far as, what she's got in the works, what we've done together. And so we have a couple of things coming up. We have one thing together coming up.
Yes, we do.
Called It's All About You. And that's Millie Michaels.
Yep.
So shout out to Millie Michaels. And I think Maria Filippone will be directing it.
Absolutely.
And we had our first Zoom meeting, and it was very interesting and fun. And I think we're going to be filming it in August, sometime in August. So we have that going on.
Yes, we do.
And then I wanted to ask you real quick, because we were talking during the break that you actually did something during COVID called Top Floor.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Yes, I can. Top Floor was an original play written by casting director and filmmaker and playwright David Bellantoni.
Right.
David Bellantoni is a New York City casting director who is part of Beth Melsky Commercial Casting. Mm-hmm. I met David by taking his classes, and we just clicked. Mm-hmm. And, doing commercials is a whole other ball game. And
yes.
He taught me to just bring me.
Right.
And I said, okay, well, this is what you're going to get. He said, Donna, bring your best you. He goes, I don't want you sugar-coated and dumb you down.
Right,
I
just
want
be
you.
authentic.
The way I'm speaking now,
Yeah.
he goes, that's what I want.
That's it.
And that's what he wanted. He says, when you do commercials, just bring your best self. Just
Right,
do you.
right.
And I did, and I learned so much from him. So much that during COVID, he wrote a play called Top Floor for ATC Studios. Uh-huh. And unfortunately, we had to do it on Zoom.
Right.
But I, again, played one of his New York tough characters that he cast me as. He called me up one day and said, what are you doing this blah, blah, blah date? I forgot, it was like eons ago. Uh-huh. And I said, nothing, why? He goes, I'd like you to be one of my 4 leads in my play.
Nice.
And I'm like, wait, say that again? So,
That's
yeah,
great.
so I got a really great break with David
Awesome.
Bellantoni.
And you got a fabulous break on FBI.
Yes.
Which was your network debut. There is like a little montage of you. Tell everyone what character you played.
I was the corner cashier at a subway stop.
Right.
Had my own
and you
little
see
newspaper stand.
and you see someone get abducted, I think,
Yes.
right? You see someone get abducted.
Yes.
And then you were able to take some pics with the
Zico.
cast.
Zico Zakai.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. He's actually taken that
And
selfie.
there's Adam.
There's Adam.
And as you know, Adam started in stand-up comedy many moons ago.
Yeah. And there's Missy Purge.
Nice.
I love her. She's
Really
so sweet.
great. Really
so
great.
Sweet. Yeah.
Thank you. How exciting was that? I mean, because, everyone wants to get on
It
FBI,
was-
Law and Order, Blue Bloods. I mean, that's like our goal.
It was surreal to have finally have broken through with a co-star role, which ended up being a very large co-star role.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Because I've done smaller ones, but I've never done
Right.
this
right,
was big.
Right, yeah.
And again, it comes from being in class, networking.
Talk about
getting
classes.
to know.
James Saccone also
Yes.
teaches, and he
At this
has
Axiom.
yeah.
Show up to book the role.
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got your shirt, you got your t-shirt.
I got my purple shirt.
You got your
from
purple
James.
shirt.
Yes, I got my purple shirt. Actually, it was my second purple shirt.
Oh.
Because I book Judge Dad. You book anything on TV, you get a purple shirt.
Nice. Well, I want everyone to follow you and know where to find you and see what you're doing. So it's Donna M. Lasala, Lasala Morales, on Facebook.
Yes.
And it's KGN Crazy 2, the number 2 on Instagram.
Yes.
And you can go to her website. Check out her website, which is DonnaMoralesActress.com. And, you know, she'll post stuff, I'll share stuff, so you could always find stuff. Before we go, because we look at this, 4.5 minutes. You see how fast this goes?
Yes, it goes, yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for watching my show, by the way. Tell me how you found representation, because that's something I do not have yet, and how important it is to make relationships and what to do in this crazy industry of ours.
Okay, well, I was so green, and I was taking classes, and I submitted for this huge background on this commercial.
Okay.
And it was through the Talent Express, and Anastasia Renee, who's my commercial agent, she reached out to me and cast me, and she also cast me in a short film.
Okay.
Doing small. It was just like a very small co-star role in a short film.
Mm-hmm.
And so Anna Renee, through Talent Express, liked me, and so I said, "Okay, Anna, you know, I really do would like and desire representation. What do I have to do? Can I send you my materials? See what I've got?
Right. What do you need?
Yeah,
What do you need?"
And I sent her everything.
Okay.
But
So what are they looking for? They're looking for a headshot? They're looking for a reel? What do they want?
You need to have, okay. They call it show business for a reason. It's a business.
Yes.
And you are the business. And I say this
You're the
to
product.
actors all the time.
You're the product.
Exactly.
Yes.
And how you sell yourself is put together in this neat little package, but you've got to package yourself so that casting directors are going to be interested in you. And it starts with headshots.
Yep. Just took new ones yesterday myself.
Good. There you go. It starts with headshots.
Yes.
And then having a well-formatted resume.
Okay.
You don't have to have done a lot of stuff.
Right,
But
right.
at least if you're going to submit a resume, have it well-formatted.
Right.
So have spot-on headshots that show your essence, that show you, that aren't charactery, that are just you, and they can just see it in your eyes.
Right.
Your eyes tell it all.
Right.
And then a resume that's formatted, and you know, keep doing student films. So how I got representation was Anna picked me up as a developmental actress with the Talent Express.
Okay.
And I worked developmentally. She was submitting me. I was auditioning.
Okay.
And then through Talent Express, they had an open call for actors that are developmental.
Okay.
And Anna submitted me to Lorna Rainey, I love Lorna. Kisses to Lorna. Lorna Rainey, I love you. Lorna Rainey, who is the producer and head of Talent Express.
Yes.
To audition for her, for the whole team, because it's not just Anna, it's Lorna, it's
Right,
Evelyn.
right.
Okay, so those three women.
I love that it's all
And
women.
I believe it was Bobby Holder at the time.
Yeah.
He has since left.
Yeah.
And Lorna didn't want me.
Really?
Lorna did not want me.
Wow. Well, we're used to rejection too.
Lorna
so.
did. I don't know what it is, but Anna, this is when you do the work.
Yeah.
You have somebody supporting you.
Right.
But you got to show up and you've got to do the work. Anna said to Lorna, but you got to see this woman.
Yeah,
I sent her out.
See,
She's
she pushed,
booking.
she
She
yeah.
pushed me to Lorna, and
That's
then
great. That's your Jerry Maguire. That's
and
the
then-
person who believes in you
exactly.
and pushes for you.
And I auditioned for the team, and Lorna was like, "Okay." And to this day, she's like, She goes, I'm so glad that Anna pushed. You know?
Nice. No, it's good.
And Lorna and I, best friends.
Yeah.
I love her.
Nice.
She's the best manager anyone could ever have.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to her and the entire team of Evelyn Francisco, Anna Renee, and of course Lorna. And I have to mention Jade Spilka, because I am represented by Jade Spilka through Exclusive Artists Agency.
Okay.
I just got that representation.
Nice. Congratulations.
That was last
Nice.
December. So she picked
Wow.
me up and she's representing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, so listen, we're out of time, and this went so fast.
This was fun.
I'm glad you had fun, girl.
I did. Thank you. Thank you all.
So listen, I want to thank everyone for watching Tea Time, supporting me. Again, Donna Morales, just look for her. She's all over the place. Go to her website. Thank you, everyone, for watching Tea Time, supporting me, loving me. Remember, tell everyone you love them, and I'll see you next week. Ciao, everybody.
Ciao.